What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video, we got our free-to-play review for Heroes of Crown Legends. Also, we got a brand new coupon code, and this code is going to give us an exclusive agent skin and 10 recruitment tickets. Like and sub for more amazing gaming content. So far, we started on day 1, server 1, and it's been about, what, 8 days? It's going to be 9 days in a few hours for reset. So I'm going to go over everything you can kind of expect as a free-to-play, my personal experience with the game, what's good, what's bad, all that stuff. But first, the coupon code. We're going to head on over to the top right. We're going to go to redeem code. Now, we got some very important instructions because you need to be at least adventure level 20 or above in order to get this code to activate. The code we are going to enter is first week. So it's going to be the number 1 ST and then week WEEK. We're gonna click claim, and there we go. We got our agent skin. Let's head on over to our details and we can go ahead and activate this. We got a really cool, awesome skin. This is for the Lord of Artemis, but if you watch my previous videos, the Lord of Artemis is not that good mid to late game. Where I'm at, I actually ended up using her as a 9-star food, which is good early game. So what can you expect as a free to play? So we made it to account level 56 without spending any money in this game. You can see that we still have our first top up pack right here. Didn't even spend 99 cents, nothing. We got 2.3 million power overall. Character wise, we got 1 10-star. Now this, I think, is the biggest bottleneck for free to play, is that it's really difficult to start to make those 10 stars. The game gives you a lot of materials early on through all of the different events that they have going on, like the 7-day event. We are now on a part 2 of the 7-day event, but this one's mostly giving us like legendary items, some diamonds, as well as some just other materials like for our codex and such. But the first 7 days, it really pushes you to kind of ascend your characters and get those like 8, 9, 10 stars. So getting your first 10-star character isn't that bad. It's after that. So trying to get another 10-star is really difficult. 3rd and a 4th and a 5th, so on and so forth. Specifically the light and the darks, which it's obvious because the light and the darks are the strongest characters. So it's pretty difficult to make a lot of those into 10 stars, especially as a free to play. What I love about the game is the reset feature. The reset feature has come into handy so much. Being able to reset your characters back to level 1 and getting all the materials back. This helps a lot as a new player. In the first like few days I was playing, I was doing this a lot when I was pulling different characters, right? You don't have the best characters at the beginning, so you have to invest in bad characters, and then when you get the better ones, you reset the bad characters, so that way you can get all the materials back and invest in the good ones. So this is an amazing feature. Pretty much more games should have this. I know a good amount do, but there are some, specifically like Netmarble. If you've been following my channel when we played Solo Leveling Arise, they don't have a reset, and that was absolutely garbage as a free-to-play trying to play that game. The backtrack lets you go ahead and kind of reset your characters from like 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 stars back to 5 stars, getting all the materials back. So there's a lot of forgiveness in this game, which I think is amazing. You can make mistakes and you can easily fix them in this game, which is, it's top tier, amazing as a free-to-play. Honestly, this is one of the most free-to-play games I have experienced over like the 10 years that I've been playing mobile games. I really never felt like I hit a paywall pretty much at any time in this game. I thought everything was pretty fair and straightforward. Now, spending money, you are going to be able to advance your account faster, but just waiting an extra day or two for reset and being able to kind of progress your account through all these different events and game modes that pop up, it helps out a lot, and you gain a lot of power every time you unlock one of these new buildings or game modes, whatever you want to call them. Now, I will say that the first 2 days as a brand new player, like on a brand new server, it's really slow. The progress is really slow because there's a lot of stuff that's locked. You don't have like the Sanctuary Rift, and there's just a lot of like buildings and game modes that you do not have access to yet, and they kind of like slowly open up over time. So those first 2 days I kind of like blitzed through a lot of the content, And within like after an hour, I was just kind of like, all right, I can't do anything else. There's nothing more I can do. So I just kind of like, all right, wait for the next day to happen. So there's a lot of that at the beginning, but once you get to the third and fourth day, the game really gets heavy with the content. So then you start getting stuff like your Star Vault and the Goddess Altar and the Starburst Temple, and just a lot of features start unlocking. And I would say don't give up on the game if you're a brand new player just starting out. The first 2 days are gonna be slow. You really gotta give this game at least a week. I say give it at least 7 days before you decide if it's not for you. Because once you get to like 7 or 8 days, you don't have, even right now at 8 days, I still don't have like all the content unlocked. There's still like new things that are kind of popping up, new events and new buildings. Like even for this, I still have this one area that I haven't even unlocked yet. I have to own a fantasy beast or war spirit, and then this thing will unlock over here. So just kind of like be patient and give it at least like 7 to 8 days, because at this point there's a lot to do, right? Like I log in and I've got so much to do. I got my tower to do. I've got a bunch of these different things in the adventure port where we got the ancient ruins, the treasure hunt, the mythic adventure, the ancient sanctuary. So there's a lot of content in this game as the server days go on, so just keep that in mind. For the gacha system, I thought this was pretty fair and it was pretty straightforward. You have your premium recruitment, which is mostly going to be the characters you're going to be using as food. Early on, you're going to be using some of those bad characters, but ideally you're trying to summon for those light and darks, and you're trying to really like build those out. The one thing that I would say is that like character wise, there's only like a couple that are good from the 3 like main factions. So for all of the blue, the water area, these characters, there's only a couple that are like really viable, and specifically like it's this one, the Celestial Spear. Like, and that's the only downside to it, is I would say that it feels like you pretty much have to have her as your like main blue character, because these other ones are just really bad. Like a lot of these other main faction characters, they just suck, right? They're just not good compared to the light and darks. And I would say that would be the only thing that I feel like is a slight imbalancement, is I wish it wasn't so much about the light and darks. I wish that you could be, I wish it was more viable to use just like a green or a red or a blue, but the lights and the darks, they're just so much better. And I think that's just like a little unfortunate. Like I think them being better, they should be better, but not as drastic as they are. Like I feel like this is just way too much of a drastic difference, the light and dark characters from those 3 main factions. So I would say that would be like one of my big complaints, because it felt like I couldn't, like all these red characters, it felt like they were all just crap. Like I never really wanted to use any of the reds. I only really wanted to use the one green one, which is the Lord of Time, because it's an amazing healer. But other than that, like a lot of these other ones, they just like, I tried some of them and they just felt like so weak when you get to that mid to end game. Like when you're going up and you're doing events like this Black Rider challenge or something, and you're going up against enemies that are level 200, 300. Like right now I'm going up against enemies that are level 300, and even using like my lights and darks at 225, we're getting absolutely smashed, right? So like if I go ahead and I use like a red or a blue, they just don't have a chance at all. Like it's pretty drastic. The quality of life features in this game are amazing. The ability to go ahead and do a battle and then just back out of it and do other things while the battle's going on in the background is amazing. The ability to skip battles, the ability to go ahead and speed up the battles as well. There's a lot of really good quality of life features in this game so that it doesn't feel like a bore fest. There's a lot of these gacha games where you have to sit there and you have to watch the game play out, and you're sitting there like falling asleep because it's like boring, right? Like it's some of the matches, like when you're grinding matches, you don't want to have to sit there and watch them. So this game is really good on that. It lets you grind through these battles fast, so that way you can focus more on the character development. And I think that is what's amazing about this, is just the character development. And there's a lot to do with your characters. There's so much. You've got a million different things, right? You've got your typical gear. You've got your talisman to go ahead and put on your characters. You also have these like special items right here in the middle. I have this one at a 1 tier. And this goes ahead and just gives us different bonuses and to our basic stats, but also we get these special passive abilities. You also have this as well, like these blessings. They got this rune of blessing, and these have different passives. Then aside from ascending them to higher stars, you have the ability to do awakening, which further goes ahead and has like this little passive skill tree as well. I had so much fun building out my characters, putting on different gears and all these different things that you can go ahead and do. So overall, I highly recommend this game, especially for free to play. One of the most free to play friendly games I have personally played. That is it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Quick note that this will probably be my last video for this game. There's a bunch of new games coming out within the next like day or two. Terraceland, and I got a whole list. Order Daybreak is coming out tomorrow. We also have Cookie Run Power Adventure coming out next week. So there's a lot of new games coming out that I want to play and videos on those games. But overall, the last like week playing this game has been amazing. I've had nothing but fun, and yeah, I can't highly recommend this game more. Stay happy, stay safe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.